All right, what's up, everybody? How's it going tonight? Today, excuse me, not tonight. Today. All right, so got a fun one for you guys today. Sorry for the delay. Usually I go on at noon, but I had some problems with my PowerPoint I set up, so I am a little behind today. But I plan to go a little bit later because I don't have to pick up the kiddo today. She has the day off from school, so Labor Day, gotta love it, right? So all morning and all last night I was like working on like this PowerPoint, trying to go through names and stuff, and so it was a process. But and then it all decided not to work for me like about 15 or about 5 minutes before I go live. So that was fun. And then turns out I just had to reopen the whole thing and it would work fine. So here we are. I got it working. For those of you that are new here, please give us a follow down below if you can. Give us a sub on Reality After Show if you're watching on YouTube. And if you can, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby if you'd like to follow me on Twitch. I appreciate you guys. Now, let's get into it. So, the reason for... excuse me. Went down the wrong pipe. So, the reason for this stream today is I thought it'd be fun to cast if we were going to have Big Brother... versus Survivor on Big Brother. We discussed this in the previous live stream. Who would we cast from Survivor that would be good for Big Brother? Now, here's the thing. It's not necessarily your favorite players. It's not people that you're just like, okay. And there's going to be a lot of favorites on this list that I picked out, but it's going to be players that we think would be either fun for Big Brother or also just entertaining TV at the same time. So I made a list. I went through all the Survivor names that have ever played this game, and I made a pretty big list of who I liked for Big Brother that would be good on Big Brother. So what I would like for us to all do is to go through and we can watch, or you can see my PowerPoint, and then we can go over from that list who are the, I guess if we're going to have, let's say we had 20 house guests, who are the 10 that we would want on our Big Brother 28 game, and then who from this list is just going to be survivors today. Then tomorrow I'm going to do Big Brother players who we would like to see on Survivor versus Big Brother. Big Brother. You know, like I'm still workshopping the name. Obviously it's on Big Brother, not on Survivor, but it's Survivor players and Big Brother players versus each other playing Big Brother. So it's a work in progress, but yeah, so let me pull. My bad. Click the wrong button. My finger hit the wrong button. We are good. So welcome in. Like I said, if this is your guys' first time here, thank you for coming in. We're casting who we would like to see on Survivor versus Big Brother for Big Brother 28. So today we're going to go through the survivors, and let me pull that up real quick. All right, perfect. We got the live stream recording now. All right, so if we were to have Survivor versus Big Brother, now I don't know if it'll ever happen. I would love to see it happen. It would be a very interesting concept, especially since I think that there'd be a lot of draw for it. We kind of saw a little glimpse of that with Suri, and we saw on a couple weeks ago where Julie was basically begging Boston Rob to come play Big Brother. But if we had the chance to cast the Big Brother versus Survivor cast for Big Brother 28, what would we cast? So for me, I made a little PowerPoint here, and I'm going to switch cameras over to the other one. Let me pull up the PowerPoint so we can go through the players that I pulled out that I think would be entertaining cast for Big Brother versus Survivor. And then from there, we can go over who we like going forward. All right, so, that's the wrong one. Let me pull this up real quick. There it is. All right, let me switch over this camera. So let me know in the chat what you guys think. What's up, Mary? How's it going? Thank you for joining me. How's everything look on this end? Does it look good? Everything sound good? I actually better pull it up on my other monitor here so I know that I'm not blasting you guys with music or something in the background. All right, so How long you been streaming? I just started. I usually start at noon, but I got there was a long story short. I had a problem with my PowerPoint here. So we are good now. We are up and running, and we just started the live stream. So I might go a little bit later than I normally would just because I got off to a late start. Let me just make sure. Yeah, perfect. Everything looks good. This would be interesting. Yeah, I agree. So Big Brother versus Survivor on Big Brother 28. These are just the survivors that I pulled out as people, not necessarily all big names, but some would be just very good for Big Brother or very entertaining TV. Are we going second chances or legends? Excuse me. So it's kind of a mixture of legends, second chances, and like people that were just maybe gone too early that would be fun to see come back after a long period of time. I'll get into it when we go through the names, and you guys let me know. From these names, we want to condense it down to 10 survivors. This is just survivors today. Tomorrow, I'll do the Big Brother players that I pulled up. But like I said, apologies for the late stream. Got off to a late start because the PowerPoint decided to completely fail for a second. So let's pull it up widescreen. All right. Big Brother vs. Survivor, hashtag BB28. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. We're going to start it off with Big Brother vs. Survivor, BB28. Then Greg Buis is the first one I pulled out. Now, these are going to be in order of seasons. So from Big Brother 1, obviously we know that Greg had some interest for Big Brother 50. He was the one that they were looking at. They didn't end up going with him, but imagine Greg on Big Brother all these years later. Like, I think that could be very interesting. I think that could be a lot of fun. I think seeing Greg back after such a long period of time and seeing him on, you know, a cast with survivors but playing a different game where everyone's going to be new to this game. So, yes, he's at a disadvantage because he hasn't played in so long. But how fun would that be to see Greg Buis back and playing Big Brother of all games? Like, we get to see, you know, Greg on our screens with, you know, just going crazy on the live feeds. Like, I feel like that would be a lot of fun. So Greg is one of the ones I put on here. Now, this is a little controversial. I get it. Richard Hatch, you know, not necessarily well liked in a lot of ways. Like, yes, he is the original winner and people do, you know, have a reverence for him. But it might be dangerous to have Richard Hatch on live feeds. Let's be real. Like, as much as I like Richard, and I've met him and talked to him many times, he's a really nice guy. To have Richard on the Big Brother live feeds is very risky for Big Brother, for CBS in general. But you can't not put Richard on here. Richard's not getting on. I don't think so either. I don't get me wrong. This is not a list I 100% think will get cast. It's just who would be entertaining. And I think Richard would be entertaining if he was on, but might be a little toxic as well. All right. Next, we got Kimmy Kappenberg. So Kimmy, we saw back recently on Game Changers. And honestly, I was impressed with Kimmy's game the second time I saw it. Like, obviously, I think that it's a totally different show. And I don't know if Kimmy would do well in that environment. But I had to put her on the list. We maybe traders. Yeah, we understand he was not trying to harm Sue, but still, exactly. That's, I just had to put him on the list though. As far as Kimmy, I don't know if Kimmy would be like the most entertaining person on Big Brother, but I would like to see her play because I think she would do really well, especially in the conditions and everything. I think she could really thrive on Big Brother. And you saw on Game Changers, everyone loved Kimmy. Like people did not want to see her go. Some people wanted her to win the whole thing. I mean, we had people literally willing to give up their games to keep Kimmy in the game, you know? I think Kimmy would be a very interesting one. All right, so let's go to the next one. All right, so Lex Vandenberg. I love Lex. I think Lex, after all these years, I would love to see him on my television screen. I'm so bummed he didn't get a call back for Survivor 50. I would have loved to see him all these years later. But I think that, I don't know if Lex would do this. I think Lex would go on Survivor. I don't think he would do Big Brother. But Lex on Big Brother could be fun. it could be fun. All these years later, finally getting to see Lex back, seeing him play with other survivors would be really cool. I'm just realizing now there's a name I left out that I probably should have put in, but we'll get to that later. But I think Lex would be fun. So let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think? Do you think Lex would do well on Big Brother? I don't know, but he is a really nice guy, and I feel like seeing him play again in whatever capacity would be a lot of fun. All right, so let me hold on one second. Let me pull this up real quick because where's it? Where'd it go? Give me 1 second, guys. That's why. All right, so if I can get my mouse to go where I want it to. Apologies, give me 1 second. Maybe House of Villains for Lex. I don't see him enduring 80 days. That's the thing. We're talking about how this would probably have to be a shortened season, right? Like, I don't see this being a game that they could go 3 months of doing with these people, right? With these reality TV stars. So I think that it would be a shortened season, but let's just say it's like, 30 days or, even a month and a half. I could see that. All right. So John Carroll, I have next. Sorry about that. I had to fix something on the stream. So John Carroll, I have next. John Carroll's been chopping at the bit to get back on Survivor, right? So if we don't get him back on Survivor, then how about Big Brother? I feel like John Carroll could do really well on Big Brother. He's older now. He's still up on everything that's going on reality TV wise. Like I've talked to him recently. Like he would have given anything to be on Survivor 50, in my opinion. So I think on Big Brother, I think John kind of goes by, goes in the middle. No one really is going to be coming after him. I think he could be a strong choice for the cast of Survivor versus Big Brother. Let me know your thoughts, though, in the comments. All right, next, not PG. What am I thinking? Sheehan, sorry, not PG. Sheehan. Sheehan's an interesting one. Sheehan, I haven't seen, obviously, in a while. I don't know her interest level with like reality TV or how well she's kept up with it. But Sheehan on Survivor Thailand was, I really liked her. I thought she was a lot of fun. And then we got her again later on. I think Sheehan would definitely not be anyone's target, but I don't know if she would be very good at this game. Like Survivor seems more of her speed, but I had to put someone from Survivor Thailand, so I put Sheehan. All right, so next, obviously Rob Cesternino. Now, we all know Big Brother was originally Rob Cesternino's what he wanted to be on. Like he wanted to be on Big Brother, 3? And he was in the casting process and ended up getting picked up to be on Survivor instead, and the rest is history. Now, in this formulation, what would Rob be this day and age on Big Brother? He's finally getting to play the game that he originally wanted to play. Now, I don't think there's a world he would actually go for longer than 30 days on any show, let alone Big Brother. Sheehan is a hoot. She would have done 100 challenges if they were casting survivors back in the day. I agree. John Carroll, send him to Amazing Race is a better fit for him. Maybe. Actually, that's actually a pretty good call. I like that. But what would Rob be nowadays if he were to have the opportunity to play Big Brother? I think Rob could do really well. I've played against Rob in, the Rahab Sequester. He is very good at what he does. He's a very good game player. He knows how to work people. I think Rob, obviously, I used to work for Rob. I like the guy. He's really nice. Helped me get, be able to do all the stuff that I do here. So I think Rob on Big Brother, if it's Survivor versus Big Brother in a shortened season, would be a ton of fun. All right. So next, obviously the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny Fairplay, my boss over here at Reality After Show. Give us a sub if you can. I think Johnny would say he would win it all, right? Like Johnny would have no qualms and would be like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll be on the show. And he would do it for 90 days if they needed him to. But would Johnny do well at Big Brother? I don't know. And I love Johnny. Johnny would do it in a heartbeat, 100%. I know Johnny. He would do anything in front of him. The Boca Raton champion of the world. But would he do well? I mean, he could honestly be first one out, or he could get to the end. I do not know. Because Johnny does have a lot of friends in the Survivor world. Like, he has made it a thing to, make sure to shore up all of his relationships with people. So I think he would be in a decent spot coming onto Survivor. Or, excuse me, Big Brother. But yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. I don't know how he would do, to be honest. All right, Sandra. Oops, sorry about that. I think Sandra would do it. Obviously, Sandra is someone that I think could do well at Big Brother. I think that she would be very similar to how Sari played Big Brother, especially since she's playing with other survivors. But she might have a target on her back right away because of the fact that, she is a 2-time winner. And people would be like, we got to get out the queen. However, isn't like him blacklisted from CBS because of Jeff? No. From what I heard from what I've talked to Johnny about, him and Jeff have actually good relationship now. Like because he was actually contacted to be on Survivor 40 before they switched it to Winners at War. And he was one of the first ones they called. So I don't think he's blacklisted at all. I think that that's like been a thing that's been out there, but I think they are good now. And I know that they've had a rocky history in the past, but I think that time has healed some wounds, and I think that those two are now more on the same page than they were before. So I don't think he's blacklisted. Not like Russell Hantz or I guess even Richard Hatch. Like those ones I would see more blacklisted than Johnny. All right, Rupert. Rupert. You have to put Rupert on this list, right? Like, you can't not have Rupert. Like, Rupert is a Survivor legend. But Rupert on the live feeds 24/7 might get CBS canceled because I just can imagine the stuff he would do, right? However, I think Rupert could do well, but Rupert could also be a constant person on the block, right? Like, hey, Rupert, listen, I want to work with you, but I'm going to need someone to go on the block. Would you help me out here and go on the block for me? You're not my target. It could easily be a pawn. Like, I could see Rupert as a pawn. I like Sandra, but you know what? Give me Nina, and she is a Survivor too. Yeah, I'm doing just U.S. Survivor. It would be interesting to add Australian survivors on here, but Nina would be a good choice. Like, I would probably have Nina over Sandra if I had the choice. So this is just a big list, and from there we'll go down to 10 from what you guys say in the chat of what we should do. All right, so Rupert would be a pawn, I feel. All right. Eliza would be a firecracker on the feeds, man. I'm telling you. Like, if we think that Rachel is entertaining TV, I feel like Liza 24/7 stuck in a house with the people she doesn't like could be crazy. Could be fun. I wouldn't think she would do very well. So that's why she's not necessarily high on my list. But I could not put Liza on here, right? Like, you have to put her on here. So she would be interesting. All right, so next, Shane Powers. Shane, I feel like, would never play Big Brother. I don't think there's any world he would ever play Big Brother. But Shane on Big Brother on the live feeds with his blackberry coconut or rock or whatever it was. Like, he wouldn't have such craziness that he did on the island because he's eating and he could probably have his cigarettes. But would he not be like exactly like Evil Dick? Like, I feel like Shane Powers and Evil Dick have a lot of similarities. And I feel like if we had Shane Powers on Big Brother, oh, he would be going off on someone. Like, just for little things. Like, I can totally see it. So I think Shane would be one of my top choices if I were to cast. I don't think he would ever play, but if I had to cast, he would be one of my top choices. All right, Eliza would be fun, but what is Amy doing? Maybe Amy is too much a lost pick at this point. Yeah, honestly, Amy would be fun, but I think I just don't think that would ever be someone they would cast. Like, I'm doing people that are at least like reasonably in the world of Survivor that they would think of to cast, right? Because who's coming back and being like, oh yeah, I remember Amy from Survivor, right? Like, it's got to be like recognizable names to an extent, right? All right, so next, Shane Powers would be crazy though. Some of this I kind of just did for fun because it was like, why not? Like, how can you not? Let me scroll down a little bit. All right, I feel like my list got a little messed up, but okay, it's whatever. All right, so Billy Garcia. Shane with the newbie cast? I agree. That would be crazy. That'd be wild. And I wonder how many people, like these young kids and stuff, would even know who he is. Like, no one would know who he is. They'd be like, who's this old man? Okay. Billy Garcia. Billy Garcia, just because it's Billy Garcia, would be so fun. Like, Billy Garcia all these years later on our television screen. Like, just don't look at him the wrong way. Don't give him a smile when you don't need to. Or say, hey, listen, but we love you. Billy is a lock number one. Don't even ask. Yes, I agree. Billy on Big Brother vs. Survivor would be TV gold. Like, I have to have Billy on my screen. I agree. I think he's a lock as well. Like, I would be so happy to have Billy Garcia back on my TV screen. All right, so next. All right, so Jonathan Pinner, I feel like there's zero chance he would play. But Jonathan Pinner, with food in his belly and able to strategize in the Big Brother house, I think could go far. Like, as much as Billy Garcia is more of like a fun, wacky character, I think Pinner could crush Big Brother. I really do. I think that there's a lot of people on the Cook Islands cast that I would be very interested to see play. And at the top of the list, I feel like, is Jonathan Pinner. So I don't think he would do it, but he would be a ton of fun to see on our TV screens again. Let me just do one thing. All right, so perfect. All right, so next we've got wrong screen. Earl Cole, former winner of Survivor Fiji. Earl was actually in the mix for 50 as well, and obviously didn't get picked. He's had a few times where he's come close to getting back on the show, but it didn't work. I think Earl would play Big Brother. I think Earl's chopping at the bit to play again, just play in general. So to have Earl come back and play a Survivor versus Big Brother, who's coming for him? Like, who would actually... It's just like Pinner. Like, Pinner might even have a bigger target than Earl. Like, Earl's a former winner, and I feel like Earl could go really far. Like, I don't think anyone would ever target him. I think he would have good relationships. I think Earl could do really well, and I think he would actually play in a shortened season. So Earl's an interesting one for sure. Earl maybe could be a will or more strategy prowess. I agree. I think he's just someone that's just so likable that I don't think anyone would come for him. All right, so next, Jean Robert. Now, Jean Robert, obviously is kind of a wacky character. But John Robert, all these years later, playing Big Brother, after, being a poker player and all this stuff and just being crazy, I don't think he would do it. I think he's kind of out of the reality TV world. But he might be an interesting one after all these years to see back and see, like, oh, yeah, what's that guy been up to type of thing. So I don't know how well he'd do, but he would be interesting. All right, now we got PG. So PG, obviously big game player, loves playing, strategy games. She's known for like all these online games that she plays and all that. I think PG would do this in a heartbeat, and I think she would do really well. Like, she would be one of the ones running the house, controlling all the alliances, making all the moves, probably setting up alliances with both sides of the house. Like, I could honestly see PG doing really well at this game, as long as no one's like, wait, aren't you a big game player? Okay, we got to get her out, right? Like, that's the only thing I could see it to her detriment. But outside of that, I think PG would be a lot of fun to see on Big Brother. Eric Reichenbach. PG, but only if Abby is on the cast. Well, we might get to Abby here in just a little bit, so we can possibly make that happen. All right, Eric Reichenbach. I think that Eric's pretty much done with any reality TV, and I'm not sure how he would do. But maybe in a condensed version with Survivor and Big Brother players, he would be interested. I don't know. But I think that he would be fun, especially since, like, both 2 times he's played Survivor, like, he's gone out in kind of, like, weird ways, right? So, obviously, everyone knows how he went out in Micronesia. But when he came back and played, what was it? Was it Game Changers? I forgot the other one. Or he went out and it was because of an injury, right? Or a sickness or something like that. We haven't seen him fully play to his potential. So I would like to see him on a place where he can't hurt himself and he has food in his stomach and can make smart moves. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So he's what I'm interested in. Not necessarily have to have, but I had to throw him in here. All right. James Clement. James on Big Brother would be the equivalent of Keanu mixed with like no, he would just be Keanu. Like, let's be real. Like, oh, Kara Moen and on 26. That's right. Like Keanu would be James Clement would literally be Keanu and would not even be that different. Because he's a big guy. James, only if he's still ripped. I don't know. Is James still ripped? Who knows? I have no idea. I haven't seen James in a minute. I'm sure he is, dude. The guy's massive. But, like, he's all bulk. Would be great in, like, competitions. But a lot of Big Brother competitions, are pretty... They kind of skew at times to anyone can win. Which I don't think is to James' benefit. But James on Big Brother would be crazy to see. It would be crazy to see. I do think he could be a possible, like, constant block target, right? Just because he's such a big dude. I don't know. We'll see. All right, Sugar. I threw Sugar on here just because Sugar's fun. I like Sugar. Hung out with her in L.A. when Johnny was in town. And she was super nice, but I don't think she's obviously how do I put this? I don't think she's someone that people in that community could see as a serious player, right? Like, I don't think they see her in a serious way. So I think she would be constantly on the block as a pawn. And I don't see her doing well at this game at all. But Sugar could be fun TV. Like, she really could be. All right, so next. All right, there you go. Coach. Now, we're going to get Coach on 50, and I'm very excited to see Coach back. Coach on the live feeds, though, we get him 24/7 on our live feeds would be fantastic. Another person I think that would be constantly on the block. We know what you mean about Sugar. We wish her well, though. Exactly. I wish her well as well, but I don't see her being on there, but I would like to see it. As far as Coach, though, like, Coach could be someone that's just wild to see on Big Brother. Like, I think he's good with people that are on Survivor, but I also think he would be good with people on Big Brother. Is a no for Coach because of Survivor 50? I agree. I think because he's on 50, he'd probably be a no. But how much fun would he be to see him in Big Brother? Like, that'd be wild. I think he'd be pre-jury, though, for sure. All right, Tyson. So Tyson, former winner. Dude, I feel like he'd be hilarious. I feel like he'd be so funny on the live feeds, like just constantly clowning people and stuff. I think like he's just a naturally funny person that he's someone I would really like to just watch live feeds and just watch him. Like, he doesn't even have to talk in game. I think he'd be just hilarious. So Tyson's someone I could see that would probably be interested in playing. We're going to get him on House of Villains 3, I believe. So I am interested to see him there. But, you know, CBS loves Tyson, so I could see them putting him on there. And in the Big Brother house, he does make sense for Big Brother. I agree with you. He makes sense for Big Brother. Like, Survivor versus Big Brother, I feel like he'd be condensed enough in there that he's not going to be the singular target. He could make a run like Rachel's making this season. I really do believe that. So I would be really interested to see Tyson on Big Brother. All right, Russell Hantz. Now, we know he's probably blacklisted. It's probably never happening. And we saw what his brother did on Big Brother. I don't think he would ever get the opportunity. But Russell on Big Brother trying to avenge how his brother did would be wild. Like, he would be all over the place. But there's no chance in hell this guy ever gets cast on anything CBS again, I feel like. But it would be crazy to see him in the Big Brother house. All right, I know the chat's a little bit in the way, but Shambo would be next. Shambo's never going to come play any reality TV again. She's good. But Shambo on the feeds. And I'm talking like probably not even Shambo of today, but Shambo back then playing Big Brother would be wild. It would be crazy. I can see Tyson on House of Villains, Traders, Amazing Race and Challenge. Come on, you know they're not calling Russell. I know they're not calling Russell. I know, and I made that clear. I know they're not calling Russell. But you can't not have this list and not at least have him on the list, right? Like, you have to have him there. All right, so Shambo, I don't think would do well. Be a constant target or, like, nominee. But watch Shambo, like, win a few blockbuster competitions to save her ass and, like, pull, like, a Kelly-like run. I could see that. All right, so Shambo wasn't, like, a serious pick, but I thought it'd be fun to see Shambo again. All right, so let me go down a little. All right, where did it go? Why? Where did my notes go? Where did my notes go? Where did all my stuff go? Okay, so there it is. Why? Brenda, sorry. I was like trying to find my notes, but my notes were like way down here. Why do I have Brenda so far down? Oh yeah, that wasn't her first season. Duh. I was like, where is Brenda on my notes? But there it is. Okay. From Nicaragua. Brenda would not play this game. Completely sure of that. Are we doing 16 with double evictions every week? So my thought was doing 10 survivors, 10 Big Brother players, and do a house of 20 people, and then just mix in double evictions, right? That's my thought process. So I'm thinking 10 and 10. And like I said, tomorrow I'll do the Big Brother players. All right, so Brenda, I think, would be fun. I think she could do really well if she wanted to come back. I think she would do really well at Big Brother. I think she's very personable. I think that no one would be coming for her. I just don't think I think she's good. I think she's good, but I included her on the list just because there's someone else on the list, and to see her and the other person on the list play a game again together would be fun. All right, so next person, and I got to move my screen real quick. Let me switch over here. All right, so move me up here. All right, so next we have Nayanka. Now, Nayanka, we haven't seen her play since Nicaragua, and I know she quit, but Nayanka that's not cold, well-fed, could be great TV. Like, could be so much fun. I don't know if she would do it, nor do I know if CBS would want her in this exact situation. 20 and 2 go home every week, so by week 8 we could be done 2 months. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like that would be like a condensed version with 20 people. Now we're talking about it. I think Nayanka would be very interesting. Would she be the same firecracker that she was before? I really, really like Nayanka for Big Brother vs. Survivor. And I don't think she'd quit because she wouldn't be cold and hungry. All right, so next we've got... Oop, I went backwards. My bad. Let me go real quick. All right, next we have Fabio. Fabio has been someone that has been brought up multiple times. Obviously, former winner, blew through his money from Survivor. But we're talking what? This was almost 15 years ago at this point? No, more than that. I was in 2009, so 2009. So, yeah, it was like 16 years ago. So, Fabio, a little bit older. Haven't seen him on Survivor. I mean, I don't think he would do well. But I would like to see it. I would like to see Fabio. Like, Fabio on Big Brother. Exactly, Mary. It makes sense. Like, Fabio on Big Brother makes sense. Would they cast him? Probably not. But I would like to see it. All right, next we've got... Oh, Francesca. I love Francesca. She's never playing any reality TV again. She's good. But Francesca coming back after all these years, I'm here for it. She just can't be first one out. As long as she's not first one out, she's good. She beat her record. Like, she would kill it. And no one would do that to her, right? Like, there's no way they would vote Francesca out a third time and on a totally different game first overall. Like, there's just no way. So, Francesca be fine. I don't think she would play. All right, so this is a little bit of a pick. I just kind of threw because this is an cast, so I had to put some people on here. And I wish I would have thought to put Matt Elrod on here. I didn't put him on here, but I think Matt would be interesting to see back years later, especially since now he's like a TV star and stuff too, right? I have Natalie Tenarelli. I don't think she would get cast, but we saw her almost get cast for Second Chances if the fans would have voted her in. But I don't think anyone's really like actively wanting to see her on our screens again. But if I had to pick someone from this cast or from Survivor Redemption Island to be on this cast, I guess I'd go Nat 10. Well, to be fair, we had a lot of people going home first in a lot of reality shows. Tar, Drag Race, Project Runway had people going first twice. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not, but like she is like known on Survivor for being that person, right? Natalie makes sense because she is older now. Like she's probably a little bit, she's still young too, because she was 19 when she played? So she's probably still only in her early 30s, if that, like maybe late 20s. I could see her on here. But do I want to see her on here? Probably not. All right, so next, my man. I had to put Cochran on here. Now, Cochran, I would love to see play Big Brother. Don't think he has any passion to play. Because he was in the running, though, for 50. So I know that, like, he was at least involved in the 50 process. But as far as Cochran goes, Big Brother's a totally different game. I don't know. I see. I'm very intrigued by Cochran because I could see Cochran playing. I really could. Do I want to see him play? Yes. Do I think he would do it? I don't think so. But man, would it be fun. It would be a lot of fun to see Cochran back. So he's like a maybe for me just because it would be interesting. All right, so this is why I had Brenda on the list, is because we got Dawn Meehan. Dawn on Big Brother. Well, I think that she definitely can't play the same way she's played in the past. But, I mean, it's been a while. She's a little bit older now. I mean, at the time when she played on, what was it? South Pacific, she was 41, and that was like 10 years ago. So she's probably in her 50s. So, I mean, she's still definitely able to play. I'm not saying she's not able to play, but I think that Dawn, I don't know if the interest would be there. I don't know if the interest would be there from CBS, or I don't think the interest would be there for Dawn either. So, just something to think about. But Brenda and Dawn back on our screens together after all these years, what would that be like? All right, so obviously One World was very tough because not my favorite cast, not my favorite season at all. But the GOAT, Kim Spradlin, being on this cast would be very interesting. Kim would be a strategic nightmare for people. But at the same time, I think she would have a heavy, heavy target on her back. Kim on we saw on 40, she didn't really get the time of day. Like, people just didn't want to work with her. But I think that that's because they were so threatened by her because she's considered one of the greatest winners of all time. I would have to say Kim on Big Brother, Survivor vs. Big Brother, could be someone that's making the alliances and keeping, you know, the target off her back and like forming strong ties. But it would depend on who she's playing with. Or she could be like first one out because she's a former winner and she's a big strategist. I don't know. But it would be interesting to see her play Big Brother for sure. All right. So I had to pick someone else from One World. And I was like, you know what? Kat Ederson. Oh, is it Ederson, right? Kat is a lot of fun. Like, Kat was wild TV. Very interesting. And I know the chat's a little in the way, so I apologize for that. But Kat is kind of wacky. Hey, she doesn't have to worry about being dateable anymore. I heard she got married recently, so congratulations to her. No one's going to date someone that doesn't make jury. Well, does her husband stay with her if she makes jury? If she doesn't make jury, I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't think CBS or Kat would be down for this, but it would be kind of funny. It would be funny to see Kat back on the screens. Oh yeah, it was Hayden that she was dating at the time, right? So you got the Big Brother ties there. So maybe there's something to Kat. Maybe Kat would be interesting. Kim, if she's playing with Earl only, it depends if you want to go dangerous, mid, or to wacky for the cast. I kind of want to go all over the place, though, to be honest with you. Like, I want a little bit of everything. Kat makes sense, but only if Hayden plays again. Oh, she is married. Never mind. Yeah, she got married, I think, recently. But she looks like she's doing well, so I don't think she needs this hassle. All right. One of my favorites, one of my favorite players, and I know the chat's a little bit in the way, so I apologize for that. Let me see if I can move it. I don't know if it'll let me. Yeah, there we go. All right, Zane Knight. Zane Knight is one of my all-time favorite first boots, and I know that he's probably not someone high on the CBS trajectory, but Zane Knight, years later, and he was, let's see here, how old was he? He was 28 when he played, and that was like around 10 years ago. So he's in his late 30s, early 40s. Zane would be cool. like Zane could have his cigarettes. Like him and Shane could be, smoking in the corner. Even though we talked about this, do they let people smoke anymore on Big Brother? Like, we haven't seen the cigarette chat in a long time. I think there's like a new law that or not new, but newer law that passed where like you can't show smoking on TV anymore. So I think that's why they don't allow it, but I don't know. I feel like there's ways around that. Zane and Francesca, okay, we can do some pairs. Kim and Earl, Nyanka and Fabio. Exactly. Like there's something to be said here, right? And I think Zane Knight would be one of my top picks to see back after all these years. I would absolutely love it. I would love it. All right, so next page. All right, so we got, oh boy, the firecracker is back. What do we think? Do we think Abby Maria would play Big Brother? I think she would play anything, to be honest with you. And she is still just as fiery as she was before on Survivor. I think Abby would obviously be a constant nominee and a constant pawn. But Abby could go far, probably. If she doesn't piss people off, like, Abby could probably go far. And I feel like she's good with a lot of people nowadays. I think that she still has a lot of work to do when it comes to, like, gameplay and stuff. But Abby Maria is Abby Maria, and like she would just be entertaining TV. Like, imagine Abby Maria on the live feeds. And I know I say that with a few people, but like Abby Maria on the live feeds would be TV gold. Like, we will be constantly entertained. I think she's a must-have in a cast like this. Oh, and I just realized my screen is in the way. Sorry about that, guys. Oop. All right, let me move this. Jeez Louise. Okay. Hello. And it's not letting me grab what I want to grab, but okay. We will figure this out. There it goes. All right. There it is. And now it wants to put the two together. Okay, cool. So let's do this. It's not lined up perfect, but it's going to work. All right, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. All right. It's not perfect. I'll have to rearrange it later, but I messed it up, so whatever. Younger people are not smokers and huge smokers anyways. No, but like on this cast we would have some people that are smokers, right? So that's why I feel like they have to open that up again to availability. I don't know how it would work. Of course she would do it. I am shocked BB Brazil had never called her to be there. That is very shocking, to be honest with you. All right, so next we've got Malcolm. I don't know would do it because I think he's more just a Survivor guy. But if you have Survivor players there where he could play with some people that he knows, Malcolm would be really good. Malcolm could be really good at Big Brother. Malcolm low-key could win it all. He could be an easy pick to win it all. I like Malcolm. I just don't know his interest or even... because I feel like CBS would have him. I just don't know if he would have any interest in playing. All right. So, obviously, this one's kind of a out of left field pick. But I mean, where is she? Why am I not finding it? All right, there you go. Lisa Whelchel. Lisa Whelchel, I think all these all these years later, playing, I mean, she'd be almost in her 60s. Playing Big Brother, where she's, I don't know. I feel like her emotions would be all over the place. I don't know. I put this one on there kind of as a gag, but I don't see it. But it could be fun. It could be fun to see Lisa. Wait, is Lisa the most realistic choice here? I don't know though. Like, I don't know if I see her doing. Like, I don't think she'll play anything again. But like, she could go just as far as she did on Survivor. Like, does she have a realistic chance of winning? Probably not. I don't know. It was kind of a gag, but now you got me thinking. Celebrity Big Brother? Yeah, I could see more like Celebrity Big Brother than like this version of Big Brother. That's a good point. All right, so next, my boy Matt Bischoff. Now, I know CBS would never probably call him. Like, obviously, he wasn't really well shown on his season. Johnny constantly makes fun of him for it. But I love Matt. Matt is just such a cool dude. And Matt is, like, good with everybody. And when I say everybody, like, no one has a bad thing to say about Matt. And people just think he's just awesome. Like, and he is just awesome. But, like, I know it wouldn't happen. Like, I'll be real. I realistically know it would not happen. And I know he's just one of my buddies, so I definitely wanted to put him on here. But if he did get the opportunity, obviously people at home would be like, wait, who's this guy? Did he play Survivor? And Matt would tell you that too. But I think that Matt would do really well. Like, I think he would actually do really well at Big Brother. I think he's good. I think he's good with his life, his kids, his wife. Like, he's happy. But if he were on Survivor, Big Brother, I think he would kill it. Matt makes more sense for Tar from 21 to 29 Amazing Race. They always cast the guy looking like Matt. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm realistic. I understand it wouldn't happen, but I would really be happy to watch it if it did happen. All right, Andrea Belke. Andrea doesn't need this frustration in her life. She's doing well, but I think CBS would be thrilled to have Andrea. And Andrea and Big Brother could be a real threat in this game. I don't think she would do it because I don't think she needs to. But you never say never. Like, she's one that I'm more on the fence of would she, wouldn't she? But I lean towards she wouldn't. But I think CBS would take her back in a second. Reynolds. And so Reynolds, I mean, we haven't seen him play in a minute. But at the same time, like, he's like the perfect person that Big Brother would be looking for, especially in like a cross platform type of thing. Reynolds would be wildly different than I feel like we've seen him play before. But I feel like if he did play, he'd either be a first overall target because he's a strong dude in the house that's likable, or he could just get to the end because he is so likable. Like, I don't think he's on my top choices for the cast, but it would be someone that I think CBS would have interest in. I agree. I don't see more than 20 days. Traders seems more likely for Andrea. I agree. I think Traders seems more likely for Andrea as well. That is a very good point. Colton. Now, Colton, I don't think CBS would want back at all. But he's not on Survivor, right? So he's not going to just quit because he can't handle the conditions. And in a condensed version, like if you're going to have one of these dramatic, wacky characters, Colton seems like the perfect fit for Big Brother. Now, he might say something that would get him canceled on the live feeds, for sure. But like Colton, a little older, a little wiser, a little more mature. hopefully, would he be interesting on Survivor versus Big Brother? Like, he's not a terrible game player. He just quits halfway through. Not even halfway through, like a quarter of the way through. So I think that even though Jeff doesn't like him and he's kind of outcast himself, I think he'd be interesting. I think he would be... If you're going to have a wacky character, I feel like Colton's like the perfect wacky character for Big Brother. I don't know. I digress. All right, so obviously this one... Okay, I might be out on a limb here compared to some people, but Brad Culpepper is not a bad player. Colton and Nyanka, the show would get canceled in one day. Don't disagree with you. Don't disagree with you at all. But it would be crazy, right? I think Brad could do really well. I think Brad could fly under the radar. I think he's likable with people. I think people had a problem with him on his first season, but when he came back for the second time, I feel like he was more likable on, what was it? It was Game Changers. I feel like he was more likable on Game Changers, and I think he's just kind of I think he's like an interesting dude. Like I wouldn't hate to see him. It's a no for Brad. No thanks. And I get it. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I just personally don't hate it. I just don't think it would be a good fit for Big Brother per se, but I don't hate it. All right. So next, she voted out her mom. All right. So do I think... Oh, man. Do I think Sierra Easton stands a chance? I don't think she stands a chance. Like, I really don't, right? Because she's played so many times, and I think there's a little fatigue with Sierra Easton. And I don't know if I'd even want to see her play, but I put her on here because it's Sierra. Like, she's always going to be revered because she voted out her mom. But I feel like she's just not a strong enough game player that I'd want to see play Big Brother. All right, Jatia. Now we're getting into my all-time favorite cast. And, like, I could have picked anyone. Like, I literally could have picked anyone from Cagayan. And I would be yes, 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 yes. Like, there's really... Oh, man. I'm looking at the cast right now. Yes, there's a couple duds. But for the most part, like, I would have been cool with anyone. Like, literally anyone on this cast to be on this version. Jatia would be amazing. Jatia, I know, wants to play again. I know Jatia, I mean, we saw what she did. Like, as much as I said Colton would be, like, the perfect wacky character, Jatia would be head and shoulders the better wacky character, right? But, like, if you're also going towards, like, the casting mold, right? I think if you cast, like, Nyanka and Jatia together would be amazing TV, right? Like, I think that would be so much fun to watch. And I think that they're both kind of wacky, but they're both, like, a fun wacky. Exactly. Even Garrett would be a hoot. Like, Garrett Adelstein would be good to see back. Like, I'm telling you, they knocked it out of the park with the Cagayan cast. You could pick anyone from this cast and be happy with it. All right, so Jatia is a strong possibility to make our list. All right, so then obviously I feel like you can't not put Sarah Lucina. Garrett would also be very Keanu. Yeah, I agree with you. He'd be very Keanu. But, like, a worse game player Keanu. Which is kind of crazy to say. Sarah Lucina, obviously, Survivor legend, former winner. But, like, we've seen her do the challenge. We've seen her do Survivor. And she's won both of them. I think that she could come on here and play Big Brother and do really well. Now, I think there's other people I'd want more than Sarah. But I think Sarah, as a game player, would do really well on a Big Brother vs. Survivor. And I think that it would make sense for CBS because she's recognizable and she's someone that's still involved in the universe of reality TV. So I think like she would be a strong choice for CBS, but I don't know if she'd necessarily be a strong choice for me, if that makes sense. All right. Cass. Like, now I feel like the more and more I get through this list, I'm like, do I just really want to see the most wacky Survivor versus Big Brother cast of all time? But I love Cass. Cass is wild. Cass is crazy interesting. But I don't think Cass would play. I think Cass is good. But having Cass be on Big Brother on the live feeds, just boldface lying to people or boldface like talking shit to people would be so much fun. So much fun. I mean, I guess we need some conservatives who isn't crazy who could have worse, so Sarah is fine. Yeah, yeah. All right, so Bryce Isaiah. Bryce obviously still in the mold, still in the reality TV world because of just basically being around for like podcasts and events and all that. I think he'd be chopping at the bit to play anything. I think he wants to be back. I think I also heard like he was even in the running for 50. And him on Big Brother with like, I don't know, man. I could see it, but I'd rather see him on Survivor again, if you get what I mean. Like, I'd rather have the opportunity to see him play Survivor again than use him in a Survivor versus Big Brother edition. Like, I feel like he'd be better on a second chance season of Survivor. Tony. So this isn't all Cagayan cast. Don't worry. I'm not doing all Cagayan here, but like, they're just such a good cast. How could you not put a bunch of them on here? Tony, we were watching him we watched him currently on Survivor versus Australia Australia via the world, excuse me. And I think Tony would have an instant target on his back. He's been on the Traitors. He had a target on his back. He's won Survivor twice. I don't think we need him on this cast, but I wouldn't be mad if they cast him. I think it's someone that would definitely be in the universe and it'd be a possibility. Do I need to see it? No. Might have a little Tony fatigue, even though I love Tony. But I feel like Tony's just not as wacky as he used to be, right? Like, I feel like he's evolved into a serious player, but like, I feel like I still want to see the antics of Tony. So I'm going to say no to Tony, but I had to put him on the list. Tony would rise and crumble and rise again every day. Exactly. Like, he'd be someone constantly with a target on his back. Kelly Wentworth. Now, Kelly, I think, is a strong candidate to return, right? Like, I think she's been contacted for even Australia via the world. I've talked to Kelly. Like, she said with like Survivor, like, I'll answer the call, but I'm never like a for sure thing. Like, but I'm never going to not answer the call. I think they would have to pay a lot of these people that came back, but especially Kelly, I think they'd have to pay her a good amount of money to come back and to play like a game like Big Brother. Like, she's happy with the life she has and she's comfortable. But if Kelly was on Big Brother, she would destroy the competition. Like, I think Kelly on Big Brother would be really, really good. I just don't know if she would be down unless it's a condensed version. And this kind of makes sense. Like, this version, I don't know. I'm on the fence with it because as I love Kelly, she's awesome. And I would love to see her in this like type of game. I don't know if she'd do it. I really don't know. 100% Kelly, how she isn't on Australia the World makes no sense. Well, I have a few ideas why. All right. So, Twinny, you could put both the twins on here and I'd be cool with it. But obviously you got to put Natalie, former winner. She is just a beast, right? Like, she's an absolute beast. And we're going to see her on Traitors this upcoming season. So I don't know if I necessarily need Natalie. But I think she would like destroy people at competitions. Like, any like the unisex games and stuff, like, I feel like she would absolutely destroy people at any of these games. Now, hear me out. Chris Underwood, and then he gets evicted twice and still winning. That would be good. Let's use Nadia for once. Like I said you could use either of the twins here. I'd be fine with it. I don't know if CBS would want Nadia over Natalie, though. I don't think so. Like, I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of what I would want and what I would find compelling TV for Big Brother in this version, but also what would CBS likely cast? Because I want to get it somewhat close to what they would cast, but also with our opinions too. Like, what does a realistic cast look like? That's fun, wacky, strategic, but also doable. And I don't know if Nadia would ever get the call over Natalie, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. All right, so now we're getting to some interesting ones. Now, Worlds Apart was kind of a meh season for me, but one of the standouts was Rodney. And I think Rodney, it's been some time. We haven't heard from him. He was a lot of fun when we watched him last time. Now, I feel like a lot of stuff has changed for him. Like, recently I saw a picture of him, like, doesn't even, like, really look like the same dude. Now he's, like, a big old surfer dude. I'm like, is this the same Rodney I know? Like, this isn't, like, the Jersey guy I know. Or, excuse me, not Jersey. Boston guy I know. But I would like to see it. I think Rodney could be fun. I think Rodney would be cool to see. She is the twin who sucks, so she has a story like she's living. Yeah, that's actually a good point. That is not a bad point about Nadia. I'll give you that. Rodney, I don't know if it's like too much time has passed or if there's even an interest level, but because it's been a minute, like he's more of one. Actually, he's more of one I want to see on Second Chances too. Like, I would love to see Rodney on Second Chances too. That makes more sense to me. So I'm gonna save Rodney for Second Chances too on Survivor. This is just a wacky pick. Vince Sly. Like, Vince Sly would be like, is he the same dude? Like, is he the same dude that he was when he was on Worlds Apart? Like, feathers in the hair and everything. I feel like you can't undo that, right? Like, when that's your personality and your style choice, you have to live with it forever. like that's my opinion. When you are so bold to have that kind of hairdo with feathers in your hair, there's like no coming back from that, because then you're just a poser if you don't. Like, you have to live that character life forever. So I think there's no way we'd ever see Vince Sly, but I'm not opposed to it on live feeds. I think Vince Sly would be wildly interesting to see. But like I said, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I put him on here because I thought it was funny. I did it for the meme. All right, let me move my camera this time, not screw it up. All right. Nope, I screwed it up again. There it goes. All right, so move my camera up here. So let's go back, and next we have Ty. Oh, you said something about Rodney. So Rodney, for me, fits so well with the challenge. Very banana CT West coded. Yeah, exactly. But I think that for him to get on the challenge, he needs to play another version of Survivor, and I think Second Chances 2 would be the better version for Rodney. Personally, that's what I feel like. Ty, I don't think we need Ty, and I think Ty is fine. But Ty is so lovable that you can't not put him on the list. And Ty always goes far. Every time he plays, he goes far. But Ty, I don't think would be someone that CBS would necessarily say, okay, we need Survivor versus Big Brother. Let's use Ty. You know? I put him on here because I put him on here, but I don't feel very good about Ty being on this kind of cast. Now, however, there is someone I feel very good about, and that's Debbie Wenner. Wacky character, but also fun. Like, Debbie just would be running around the house, causing so much trauma just by being Debbie. I feel like the paranoia would get to her. I feel like she would annoy people, but then people wouldn't really necessarily want to target her. And then next thing you know, she's sliding all the way to jury. I think Debbie would be fun. Yeah, I don't think and also another thing about this cast is I'm not going to have any crossover people. So like there's no Hayden Moss, there's no Caleb, there's no Sari because Sari has played both Big Brother and Survivor. I don't want people who have played both. I want people that have played just Survivor or just Big Brother, like, you know, not like you can play the challenge, House of Villains, whatnot, but like I don't want them to have played both Big Brother and Survivor. I've only had 3 people that have ever done that. So yeah, Debbie is very Angela. Like Debbie, imagine if we have both Angela and Debbie on this cast. Oh, okay. Debbie might be a lock. Debbie might be a lock for me for this cast. But we're getting a lot of wacky characters, so I gotta rein it in on the wacky characters. I can't remember how the rest of my list goes now. All right, Michelle Fitzgerald, former winner, former star of the challenge as well. I could see her doing it. I think that she would do well, but then I also feel like because she's done well and has been on multiple seasons of multiple shows, people might just want her out so that they get their screen time. Not necessarily one of my favorite choices for this, but I could see her being absolutely open to doing it. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts on Michelle Fitzgerald. I'm kind of meh on Michelle. I'm kind of got fatigue of her at this point. All right. Michaela. So Michaela, I think that I'm good on Michaela. I don't necessarily need to see Michaela. But if CBS was like, okay, we're going to bring Michaela back in this format, I'm not mad at it. You know, like I would be okay with Michaela being there. I think she's a lot of fun. And she'd be entertaining, but I don't necessarily need to see her back. There's some other people I'd rather see back over Michaela. We can only have Michelle or Dee, but not both. Michaela, same. She can stay on the challenge. Exactly. Like we've had her multiple times on our screen. Like I'd rather see other people get the opportunity. All right, so this one's interesting because Zeke, I don't think would play again. I don't think he'd play anything again. I think Zeke is like fine with what he's got going on in his life. But I feel like Zeke on Big Brother would be very strong. Like I think Zeke's someone that could easily form alliances, friendships with people, go very far, and possibly win. Like if Zeke was on the cast, very strong winner's choice. I don't know if the draw is there for Zeke. I think that Zeke's kind of cool with not being in the reality TV world. That's just my opinion. Jay. Now, Jay, I think, would do it. We've seen Jay on the challenge. We've seen Jay on Survivor. I want to see Jay back in some sort of Survivor capacity, right? Like, I like Jay, and I think Jay's a lot of fun. I think this would be a better version to see Jay back than to see Jay back on Survivor, because he still has the name of being on Survivor, the challenge, so he's still out there in the multiverse of reality TV. And I would like to see what he can do while playing Big Brother. Jay is messy. Don't get me wrong. Jay is messy. But I feel like Jay on Big Brother would be someone that's not necessarily a big target. But sometimes you need messy. You need messy to make it more entertaining. David Wright. I don't think David Wright's playing. Let's be real. I don't think David Wright's playing. But David Wright, his second time out on Survivor, I feel like I didn't get enough of David. I don't feel like David actually had the opportunity to fully play outside of his relationship with Devins. But I think if he did play Big Brother Survivor versus Big Brother, I think that he would be a strong candidate to do well. I just don't think he wants to. I think he's good. I really think he's good. I don't know. Just my opinion on the matter. It's a tough one. I think David. Yeah, I don't see David for BB is a no for me, dog. I don't think I see it either. Like, to be real, I really don't think I see it. But I like David. I like David a lot. All right. So, Desi, we've seen on the challenge. Desi, we've seen on Survivor. Desi's always like someone that I just always root for. Like, I love Desi. I think Desi would kill it on Big Brother vs. Survivor. I think she would kill it. I think it's right up her alley. The fact that, like, she would be on any kind of Big Brother, I feel like is like the perfect format for her. Like, I feel like she's never gone to fully the right format. Okay, so here's the thing with Mike White. Mike White would never in a million years play Big Brother. So I know you're saying, what? No, Mike White? First off, Mike White's going to be on 50, so we're going to get him there. 2, he's only playing Survivor. He's not playing Big Brother. I just don't see in any world where he would give up 2 months of his time to play Big Brother. I don't see it. So I didn't even put him on the list because I think it's a definite no. Desi definitely could be a fit for BB. I think Desi would be a perfect fit for BB, and I think she would do really well. The fact that she got on Survivor and the challenge and all this stuff, but has never had like the opportunity to play Big Brother, I feel like she missed something because I feel like that's her perfect calling. I think she does really well at the challenge too, but I feel like Big Brother is like perfect for Desi. Donathan, I don't need it. I put him on here just because I needed some more people to put on the list, but I'm good. I don't really need Donathan. And we have enough like oddball / wacky characters that we don't really need a Donathan type. But I put him on here anyways. Dom Abate. So Dom, I feel like it's tough because Dom would do really well, or Dom would be a very quick target. But if you had to pick between, like, say, Wendell or Dom to be on Big Brother, Survivor versus Big Brother, I would pick Dom 10 out of 10 times. So I'm going to say I would like to see Dom. I'd rather see Dom on a second chances season of Survivor because I think the fact that he hasn't been asked back yet is wild to me. And him on the challenge was very like whatever. But that wasn't his game. I honestly don't even think that was a strong choice for him to go on the challenge. So, Michael Yerger makes more sense for BB. He is the type of BB cast would do. Yeah, I agree. Missed the start today, but I'm enjoying the streaming content on YouTube and appreciate your work here. Oh, thank you so much, Kate the Great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Dom, after what challenge performance is a no? Yeah, it was a very boring challenge performance. But I need to see Dom back somehow. Like, whether it be Survivor or Second Chances, like, he needs to get another chance at the game proper. All right. Don't think it would happen. Don't think it would happen at all. But Natalie. Like, imagine Natalie versus Angela. Like, imagine it. Natalie versus Angela, they would go at each other. And then you throw in oh my gosh, what's her face? Hold on one second. Where's she at? Debbie. Sorry, I couldn't think of Debbie's name for a second. You throw in Debbie with Natalie and Angela from Big Brother. that would be gold. It would be gold. I don't think it's happening. And I think if we have to choose between like a Debbie or a Natalie, I'm going to probably pick a Debbie. But I can't ever not have her on the list. She's great. This is another one where David versus Goliath is one of my all-time favorite. Come on, now you're trolling. We can only pick 10. I know. I'm trolling. This is another one where David versus Goliath is one of my all-time favorite seasons, and you could pick at least half this cast, and I'd be absolutely okay with. But as much as I like Gabby, I don't think Gabby makes sense here. Like, I know we've said it a couple times now. Gabby makes more sense for like a second chances season, but I wouldn't be mad at it. Christian Hubicki obviously is going to be on 50, so we don't necessarily need him here. But Christian's like a staple of Survivor, right? So if you're going to have a version of this, I feel like even though he's going to be on 50, there's still enough of a love for Christian that I would be totally okay with him being on this cast. And I think that he could be fun. He could be fun to watch on the live feeds. Like, he's just an interesting dude. So he's one that I have higher on my list. He might not be high on other people's lists, but I think like Christian Hubicki in the Big Brother game, where it's more, I'm not saying strategic, but also kind of, I could see him doing well. I like Christian. I really have him high on my list for this, but I mean, if we don't choose him, I'm totally okay with it too, because we will get him on 50. Now that I say that, Davey might be the better choice. I forgot I had Davey on this list. Davey is a very strong choice to come onto Big Brother vs. Survivor. And I think Davey would crush this game. They both interesting characters, but would they? Yeah, exactly. I think Davey's the right choice. From David vs. Goliath, I think the person you need to pick from this entire cast for this version would be Davey. And I think Davey would do well. I think he's likable. I think the fans love him. I think he's got to be at one of the top of my list at this point. But let me know in the comments, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think... I think Davey is a very strong choice for this cast. All right, so next we got Reem. Reem, okay, I know, okay, I get it. Mary, I get it. Okay, I'm picking all the wacky characters. And a lot of first boots, too. But it's Reem. I mean, we're going to have to narrow down the wacky characters. I get it. But it's so hard not to include Reem. I love Reem. Reem's like TV gold. I don't think she would play. I think we can kind of like X her from the list for sure. But I love Reem. I want to see her play again. Okay, Reem for second chances too. We're making a second chances 2 cast now. But I love Reem. I need to see Reem on my TV screen again. I know. You cannot. Francesca, Zane, and Reem. And I think I have another first boot coming up too. There's some great first boots. Okay, there's some great first boots. But I'm okay with not having Reem here. This is just people I'm giving us an option for, okay? This doesn't have to be solidified yet. All right, so this one's a little more interesting because it's not someone like that was like top of my choices. Victoria is like played recent enough that people would recognize her. Isn't like necessarily a household name, but is someone that could be like, oh yeah, she was on Survivor. Interesting that they brought her back. I wonder how she'll do. You know, like I thought Victoria played well. Do I need to see her? No. But it's someone that's kind of like that mid-tier pick that they usually take, like, usually a woman, but they usually take like a mid-tier player woman and put her in a cast, and then they do really well. Like, look at Kelly Whitworth when she came back for second chances. Everyone was like, okay, I don't really, doesn't really make sense, but I'm not opposed to it. And then she became Wentworth. I don't know who that is. Victoria? You don't remember Victoria from Edge of Extinction? She got, what, 3rd place? Or what did she get? Oh, no, she got like 6th place. I wouldn't be opposed to Victoria, but I get it. She's not really well known enough. I had to throw in some people that weren't classic choices, right? Because there's always one. All right, Lauren O'Connell, obviously really good friends with Kelly Wentworth. Excuse me. She was super young the first time she played. She was 21 years old when she played the first time. So now she's, I believe, like 28. I guess she is more recognizable than Victoria for sure. Oh, you were going for a Sierra Dawn Thomas. Fan favorite Sierra Dawn Thomas. How dare you? I think that if Lauren O'Connell plays, I feel like she's at least recognizable. I don't know her, Mariah. And I think that she's someone that is like perfect casting for Big Brother. Like that would be like exactly what the type of cast that Big Brother would absolutely go for, is like someone like Lauren O'Connell. So I think that having Lauren here isn't a terrible pick, but I don't know. I'm on the fence with Lauren. From the redacted season. I know, and I still included people from the redacted season. I feel so bad for that cast because it's not their fault that shit happened. Now, there are some people that were definitely in the wrong for how they treated the situation, but then there's people that were in the cast that were like, we like you because, like, we like you because you're a good character, but they're never going to get picked again because they were on that cast, and that sucks. This is one of them. Karishma. Like, I love Karishma. I think Karishma is great TV. Do I think she's getting the call because she's on the redacted season? No. And that sucks because I feel like Karishma doesn't deserve that. Like, it wasn't her fault that she just happened to be cast on that cast, right? And there's a couple more that I'm actually okay with. Now, it's not a fun season for me, obviously, for many reasons. But, like, Karishma was one of the highlights of that season. And I feel like Karishma here could do well, but I don't think anyone's getting picked. I don't. All right, so next slide. Another one from that season. I think I have two more, so let's just knock them both out at the same time. So DK Chillin and Jamal, two more. Oh, of course, I got my camera in the way. Hold on. All right, so DK Chillin and Jamal are two that I have on the list. You're right. They're probably not picking from that season. But if anyone you were going to pick like from that season, these two were like strong candidates to me because DK Chillin wasn't like on our screens a ton until the very end. But then when he got to the very end, he started really playing the game hard. So I am very interested to see him in another version. And unfortunately, we're probably not going to get that. Same with Jamal. Jamal got screwed in so many ways, but just kept picking himself up. I really like Jamal. I feel my Chris Underwood choice still makes sense, and he went to probably so hard than he is more than muscle. I'll prove that he's more than muscle. Chris Underwood's not a bad choice. It's not. Do I think CBS would choose him? Well, he was on the challenge, so maybe. I don't really know. All right, so we can include Chris Underwood here. We can include him here. But let's keep going because it's taking me longer than I remember. All right, so now we're into the new era, right? We are into the new era. J.D. Robinson is a guy that had a lot of like hype coming into the season. People were like, oh, this guy loves the game. He could be very interesting. He could go really far. I remember Rob Cesternino had him as his winner pick and was like, I'm all about this guy. And then he completely kind of fizzled out. But like in a revival type of situation, could we see it here, Big Brother versus Survivor? Probably not. But it's someone that if there's someone from the new era I'd be interested to see get a second chance, he would be at that list. He would be on top of that list. Well, not the very top, but he'd be towards the top. Realistically, the new era going to get most of the spots. Exactly. So that's why I had to go a little bit heavier with the new era. All right, Shan. I think Shan is a strong candidate to come back, and especially in this situation. I think Shan would be someone that CBS would be wanting to see play, and I think this is a better format for her. So I think that to have Shan here interests me more than seeing Shan 2.0 on Survivor. I feel like this would be the version I'd rather see if I'm going to have her back. They went young and single for Big Brother. Yeah, but I feel like if you're going to do this type of casting, that kind of isn't as much of a factor because they want to see more legends and bigger names and wacky characters while also still having the hot, sexy people, you know? So then next, Xander. Xander could fit that mold perfectly if you want hot, young, single, sexy people. Xander's a lot of fun. I love Xander on Survivor. Honestly, I thought Xander should have won. I'm in the camp that Xander was screwed. I think this would be the perfect. There was like a rumor out there that he was going to be on Love Island and all this stuff, and that ended up being false. But I think Xander makes sense here. He's a strong game player. He's relatively well known. He's someone that people would be like, oh yeah, that kid. I forgot about him. I liked him. I think he's a strong candidate for sure. And I think he could do well. I think Omer is someone that the fans would like to see back. I don't necessarily know how high he's on CBS's list, but I think the fans, especially since he's still on like podcasts and stuff, he's still very much so in the multiverse that is reality TV. I think that he could be a strong candidate if CBS is on board, right? So I don't know. I just don't know if CBS would be on board. Like, I really don't know. I think I would like to see Omer play again, and I think this would be a much better game for him to play. I think he was great at Survivor, but I think to see him versus Big Brother people in a Big Brother game. Yeah. Omer, if they want to stick it to even more to Carolyn. Yeah, I agree with that. I put Tori on here just because it was hard to find a lot of people from this cast that I would be wanting to see play that game. But she played on Sequester. So she played a Big Brother-like game created by a former Big Brother player. And she didn't do terrible at that. And then we saw her on Survivor. So I feel like she's already got the kind of cross-platform experience that you would need. Now, she's not recognizable enough, in my opinion, to probably get cast. But she's someone who I feel like is a strong candidate. If like she got to play, like I feel like she would do well. But do I need her? No. Marianne. So Marianne's one of the faces of the new era Mount Rushmore, as my good friend Gabe Ortiz would say. I feel like Marianne's up there because one, she's a winner, and two, she was just a fun character. I think CBS would have her back. I think she would do it. Do we need it? I don't know. But it's one I'm not opposed to, I guess I would say. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on that one. All right. So, let me scroll down. Where are you at? Oh. Cody. Sorry, I blanked on Cody's name for a second. Tori, but with Corey Wartenberger. Yeah. Wait, is it? Wait, it's not Corey though. It's What is his name? It's not Corey. It's Zach. Zach Wartenberger. Who is Jackson Fox? Oh, Jackson. That's right. That's right. Because I was like, wait, I thought Zach was the first one out, but it wasn't Zach. That other person left the game early. I forgot about that. All right. So as far as it goes with Cody, Cody would be fun because he's a fun character. He's someone that got screwed on Survivor before, right? But Would he play this? I don't know. Does CBS want him? I think CBS would want him. I think you bring back Cody, but then you also bring back Jesse. Then that would be very interesting. If you had Cody and Jesse, I think those are two strong candidates because is Cody going to get his payback on Jesse? I think that makes a lot more sense to me as a why for these two being there playing together. And I know I'm going to have Jesse on here, so let's see here. First, it's Owen Knight. Owen Knight still out there doing his thing all over Rob Has a Podcast and other platforms. Still a part of the community. He plays these online games. I think he would do it. Do I think he would get asked back? Maybe. Tori was with Zach, so now she would play with his brother. Ooh, I get what you're saying now. Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That would be interesting. As far as Owen Knight, do I need it? I probably don't need it. But he at least would have, I feel like a heads up over everyone else. Because he does play, these online games. He's a big fan of all these shows. I don't know. On the fence. On the fence with Owen Knight. I'm on the fence on a lot of people. And then there's Jesse. So if we had Jesse and Cody, that makes sense. I don't care for either Jesse or Cody. They were trying to reheat the Lex and Rob nachos too much. Yeah, but I feel obviously Jesse, I feel like would be there. I feel like no matter what, they want to see Jesse play again. And I think Jesse is someone that I would want to see play again. Doesn't have to be with Cody, but I think that Jesse, you're right. Jesse might be more second chances too, especially since we know it's going to be a lot more new era people for second chances too. So I think you're right. I think Jesse makes sense for that version. Owen is someone who can fit Big Brother. Exactly. That's why I had him on here because he does fit that mold. All right, Franny. Franny is a lot of fun. Franny's still out there as well, very much involved in the community. I feel like Franny would do pretty well at Big Brother. I think Franny's someone that could build relationships and is just a sweet, nice person. And can she backstab people? Can she put people on the block and be a head of household and take the reins? I don't know, but not a terrible choice if that's the route they wanted to go. All right, Carolyn. I feel like Carolyn would be a shoo-in here. Carolyn, someone that they would really want. We got to have a wacky character from the new era, right? I know, Mary. I have a lot of wacky characters. But Carolyn's also on the Mount Rushmore of Big Brother, of Survivor New Era. Probably the main face of Survivor New Era. So I feel like she's someone they would definitely want on that cast. Franny, to who I compare her, Claire maybe. That's a very good comparison. Depends if Jeff is still mad at her or no. The thing is, I don't know if this would be necessarily Jeff's call. I think it would be more of a Allison Grodner call because it's their show. But it is also who will Survivor let them have. I think that if Allison Grodner got her way, Carolyn would be there for sure. Jam, we're going to get him on Traders coming up soon. Former winner of Survivor. I mean, he's always going to be fun. He's always entertaining. Just the life of the party. But I think I'm good because I'm going to see him on Traders. So I'm good with it. I don't need him there right now. Carson, I put Carson in here because those are the three amigos right there. Out of the three, I'd probably go Carolyn over any of them. But Carson, I feel like, is someone that would do better at Big Brother, the Big Brother game, than the other two. If there was one that would go the furthest, in my opinion, it would be Carson. Jam makes sense for Big Brother, but I just don't know. Because we're getting him on Traders, I don't know if we need it. We got to condense the list at some point, right? So I don't know. We'll get to it. Next, I've got Caleb. Caleb's fun. Caleb, I think, would totally play anything. I think if given the opportunity, he would come back in a heartbeat to Survivor. and maybe with this version, this would interest him. And I think that he's very likable, but at the same time, that likability puts a target on your back, and we saw that with him on his season. If they're going to take someone from the new era, I think someone like Caleb is a very strong candidate. So I could see him being in this cast for sure. All right, one of my personal favorites from the new era. I don't know if Jake O'Kane. Nope, let me move my camera. I don't know if Jake is someone that I could see them being like, oh, we got to have Jake O'Kane. But again, if Jeff is still mad about the Adam stuff. Adam stuff. What am I forgetting about the Adam stuff? Remind me what you're talking about the Adam stuff, because I'm blinking on what you're talking about here. Jake would definitely play. I think he would definitely be out there. But if you have Jake, you got to have the next person. Oh, not the next person. The person after. Emily Flippin, I'm good. I don't need to see Emily. She's going to be on 50. I don't need Emily on the Survivor vs. Big Brother game. But if she was out there, I feel like she will be getting into it with people for sure. So, Katurah. That's who I had. If you have Jake, I feel like Jake and Katurah playing again against each other or with each other, but then also against each other would be funny. Don't think it's something we necessarily need, but if you're going to go a little more new era heavy, that's a strong duo I would put together. Didn't Adam coach Caleb to get into Survivor? He might have. I know there's a lot of people that he has cast or like coached to get on, and I know Jeff wasn't very happy about the whole coaching thing. But I don't know how much that really plays into whether they should be on the cast or not. All right, so next, Jelinski. I know this is the last of the first boots I put on here, but Jelinski's an all-timer, man. Jelinski's fun. Plus, I don't think we really got to see what Jelinski could do. Don't think he would be on this cast by any means. But I put him on here because I want to see Jelinski again. I don't know what version we'd get of Jelinski, but it'd be cool. It could be fun. It could be fun. All right. I think this is a strong candidate because, one, she'll get food in her belly. It won't be Applebee's, but she'll get food in her belly. I think Liz could be really fun in this version. I really do. I think that Liz could do well. I think Liz wouldn't have to lie about her profession. I really think Liz is someone that is new era enough that they would want to have her back, while also at the same time being like it's a different version, so we could have you out there. I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments, because I like Liz. I think Liz would be good on this cast. Q, I think we're going to have Q fatigue after 50. I really do. I feel like I'm good not having Q here, but Q is also on the Mount Rushmore of New Era, and Q is someone that, while a wacky and fun character, makes some interesting game moves. Very, I feel like he could be very Devin from Big Brother 16, like I feel like he would be very like Devin. But I don't need it. I don't need it on my screen. We're gonna get him on 50 anyways. All right. Andy, I don't know would play. Because Andy's kind of an interesting one to me. I feel like Andy is almost like good with how his story went. And I'd rather have Andy on a second chance season. But if they wanted to do a new era person, like Andy is someone I would be totally cool to see on Big Brother. And I think could be a lot of fun. Like he makes sense to me on this Big Brother version. Rachel, another strong candidate. Very strong candidate for Big Brother versus Survivor. I think that Rachel is someone that she's obviously a former winner, but also a recent winner, so could have a target on her back. But she's so recent as a winner that the CBS would be like, yeah, we could have her there because it makes sense. And she's just really smart and really, really good at forming relationships with people. I could see it. Sugar trajectory. I like Andy. I think Andy would be good on this cast. I really do. I really do. Teeny be fun. Teeny would be a lot of fun. Teeny would be someone that I think absolutely CBS would like to have them back. And I think that with Teeny, there's so much more we could see strategic-wise and gameplay-wise. And no one's going to be coming for Teeny. No one's going to think of Teeny as a threat. And Teeny could easily work their way into relationships because they are very good at forming relationships. So I think Teeny is a strong choice. Would they do it? I don't know. But I don't know. D is the female New Era winners I see getting the call more. Yeah, I could see it too. But personally, I don't need D after I've seen D on the challenge, like all that. Like, I just don't need it. Gabe, I don't think Gabe's getting the call. Gabe would tell you himself he's probably not getting the call. But Gabe's my buddy. And we're still waiting for Gabe's big move to happen. You know, he said he was going to come back. He's like, I will be back. 100% will be back. We teased Gabe all the time. We're like, are you? What was your big move? But if he's going to come back, is this the version? Is this the version where we see Gabe get that chance to show us what his big move was going to be? I don't know. All right, so now, if you were going to have someone super recent, and looking back at this list, maybe I should have also put Rome on here, but I just don't. I think Rome is a little bit of a hot button topic right now with like CBS. I think they aren't very thrilled with Rome. Otherwise, I think we would have seen Rome more in the mix for 50. I really do. Say, if you're gonna have anyone back from 48, I feel like Say is a strong candidate. Say would not do well at this game. Gabe may be the GOAT. Maybe he's the GOAT that we were promised that we never got. I think that Say, if you're going to have someone from 48, is a strong candidate, is someone that's probably not going to do well, is probably going to be voted out quickly or be a house consensus target. But you kind of need some of those sometimes. But I think there's other people I'd rather see play this version and save her for a different version. All right, obviously Camilla, we're going to get her on 50. We just had her on 48. Don't really need her, but she is a strong strategic mind and I think would be very good at the Big Brother game, but I don't need it. I just put her on here because you got to have some people from 48. And last would be Shaheen. Shaheen is interesting because Shaheen's a big enough name. I feel like a strong strategic candidate, someone that could formulate a game plan for Big Brother and do really well. And was recent enough that CBS would be like, that makes sense. I seen Say on other podcasts, even Big Brother podcast, and she seemed more in tune with strategy. I'm not opposed to Say, but like that's probably, I don't know. I feel like there's other people I'd rather have than Say. And Shaheen, I like Shaheen. I think Shaheen would be fun to see back. Do I need it? No, but I'm not against it. So, okay, so that's the list, right? That's the list of all the players I had on here. Let's go back. So I got to go this way. All right, so we go back from the beginning. From this list right here, who are the strong candidates that you guys think that we should pull out and possibly use? Is there anyone shouting out to you, be like, okay, that's a for sure? If there's people that I'm leaning towards, I would lean towards Nayanka. I would lean towards my boy, Billy Garcia. But those are two wacky characters. Obviously, I want fair play on there. I really do. But do we need fair play? I don't know. Because we got to pick like almost like 5 old school and like 5 new school type of thing, right? Earl would be a strong candidate. PG, Brenda, Nyanka, Fabio. I don't know if I need Brenda, though. Billy had a spot is no question. Yeah, I think Billy Garcia's for sure. Okay, so we got to think what CBS would want too. Like, they got to be strong enough names. So you got to have some firepower, right? So I'm going to say Nyanka, Billy Garcia. I feel like you got to have someone like that's a big name. So I'm thinking either a Rob Sesternino or a Fair Play. Or Tyson. Like, of those 3, because we can only pick 10. We can only pick 10. We still got 2 more pages to go through. So, okay, Billy has no question. Earl and Kim, because they are winners. We need heavy hitters. Yes, I agree we need heavy hitters. So, okay. Oh, man, it's tough. This is tough. My boy Zane's just sitting down there, too, and I don't think we can make him work. Okay, so Nyanka, Billy Garcia. I think we throw Tyson in. So I think those 3. If we had to pick between Kim and Earl, I'd probably go Earl. Okay, so Billy Garcia, Nyanka, Tyson, Earl. I think those are the 4 from this page. As much as I want to throw Rob C or Fair Play in, I don't know if we have the ability to do that. Let's not play faves over Rob and Johnny, so let's go Tyson. Exactly. That's kind of how I'm feeling, too. So that's why I feel like Tyson's a lock for this. So, Nyanka, Billy Garcia, Tyson, and who did we say? Earl. So those are our 4 from this page. So we're going back to the next one. Oop, running slow on me. I'm going to just get these pictures up real quick. All right. There we go. All right. So now, running slow. I think I was using a lot of bandwidth there. Oh, moving too much stuff around. There we go. Whatever. That works. All right, so now I'm going to move me over here. Up here. There we go. Boom. Perfect. All right, so now from this page, I feel like Abby Maria is a strong candidate. Looking at this page, I'm going to say Abby Maria, Jatia. So, and we got to have what, like 5 guys, 5 girls? So we already have, let's see here, Nyanka, Billy Garcia, Tyson, and Earl. So we have 3 guys and 1 girl, so we can go more girl heavy. So I think Abby Maria, Jatia, Jatia. Oh, I'm just going to text. Hold on 1 second real quick, guys. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Wife and kid were like, "Are you almost done?" All right, so Jatia, Bryce, Davey, Abby Maria, we need some diversity. I agree. So, okay. So, Jatia, I'll say Jatia, Abby Maria, and Davy. And then I feel like we have to throw in a couple. Okay, so we have Jatia, Nyanka. But do we need both Jatia and Nyanka? So Jatia, Nyanka, Abby Maria, Tyson, Earl, Davy. I mean, that's a pretty. Oh, and Billy Garcia. So those are the 7 from the old school. I want to throw Kelly. I'd rather Jatia than Nyanka. I think so too. All right, so let's go. Jatia, Billy Garcia, Tyson, Earl, Davy, Abby Maria. So that's 6. Then I think we have to throw in. I'm going to throw in a Wentworth because we got a big name there. And then the final 3 will be New Era. So I'm going to throw in Wentworth there because we need another woman and we need. Now we're going to go with the New Era. We got 3 spots remaining. So with New Era, I think we go. Man, it's tough. I think we go Owen, Carolyn, man, Owen, Carolyn. Okay, if you want to cut Billy, it's fine. We do love him, but let's try to be realistic. All right, fine. We'll cut Billy. I don't want to cut Billy though. I really don't want to cut Billy. I need to almost write this down because I'm already forgetting the names in my head. So here. Let me exit this. I'll make a new slide real quick. So, text, add text box. Sure, we'll just use this format. So we got Jatia. Oh my God, who did we say? So we did Jatia, Davy, Abby. I said Wentworth. Let me do that. Caleb. I agree with Caleb. Earl. Owen. I'll fix this right now. Owen. Who else did we say? We got. Man, it's tough. It's really tough. I don't want to cut him. I don't want to cut Billy Garcia. I really don't. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 3 girls and 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. We can put PG in there. PG. I'm gonna say Billy's in. Okay. So with the guys, we'd have Davey, Caleb, Earl, Owen, Billy Garcia. Such a wacky group. Jatia, Abby, Wentworth, PG. So we need one more woman, and I think it should be New Era. So we will go. Man, do we go like Carolyn? That's who we had. Carolyn. Oops, not a new slide. I think that's how you spell her name. Sure. So Jatia, Abby, Wentworth, PG, Carolyn. And then you got Davey, Caleb, Earl, Owen, Billy Garcia. I think I'm okay with that list. I think it's got enough firepower, but it also has some out there names. So for now, I'm going to go with that list. I gotta jump off here, but this was a lot of fun. I'm going to do the Big Brother one tomorrow, hopefully. If I can get it all done in time, I should be able to work on that tonight. And then we'll go through our Big Brother list and then try to finalize our list. We can always come back to this. I'll save it and we can think about it more. You guys let me know in the comments if there's someone that we should take out, put in, what have you. I would love to get your guys' opinion. But with that being said, I got to hop out of here. Wife's like, we got to go. So I appreciate you guys. Follow us at After Show on YouTube and follow me, twitch.tv/Bobby Goodsby. I think we need to workshop this list a little more. We will come back to it tomorrow. We'll workshop it. I'll look at it a little more. I kind of had to fly through it right now, but it is a little bit of a wacky list. So we'll talk more. But Mary, thank you so much for joining me as always. Also, shout out to Kate, the Great One. Thank you both for being here, being in the comments, hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys tomorrow, 12 to noon. All right, 12 to noon. Noon to 2 Pacific. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.